For example, that time she invited Claire to take a hot spring. In fact, the purpose was him, but he used a curve to save the country to find a breakthrough from Claire. This time it was the same, basically a repeat of the old trick. He doesn't know why this woman is interested in him, so he has to let her give up on herself. However, even though Charlie had some opinions in his heart, he readily agreed and said, "That's it, I will prepare a gift tomorrow, and I will pass it at noon the day after tomorrow." "Okay." Claire said, "Thank you, husband, for your hard work on my behalf. When I went to Eastcliff to play during my university, Grandma was very enthusiastic about me. I originally wanted to go to Eastcliff in person." "Yes, but I have to take my mother to the hospital for a review tomorrow. If there is nothing wrong with the review, the cast on her leg will be removed, and she has been clamoring to hurry up the missing front teeth, so I am stuck here. I really can't get away for a few days, I can only ask you." Charlie smiled and said, "Don't worry, wife, I will do it well." Claire asked, "I'll transfer some money to you, and you can find a suitable gift at a price of around 100,000. As for what you buy, I believe in your vision." Charlie smiled and said, "You don't need to transfer money to me, I have money, and the customers here have already settled the bill in advance." Claire was surprised and said, "So generous." Charlie said, "After all, it's a big family." Claire said, "Well, in that case, then I won't be polite to you." "Thank you, husband." Eastcliff in the night. Fredman sat on his Rolls-Royce, galloping on the road at night. He is very trendy at this time. After all, it was the invitation of Yangang, the third member of the GU family, who was going to go. Although Yangang ranks at the bottom of the GU family and does not have any real power, he is still a direct heir of the GU family after all. Both the number of assets and the social status is much stronger than Fredman. Therefore, Fredman desperately tried to flatter him, hoping to pass him and catch the GU family line. Although he didn't know what Philip had just looking for himself, but he could take the initiative to find himself, which in itself was a big improvement. 20 minutes later, Fredman rushed to Gu's hospital, when Yanggang's son Weiguang was already waiting at the door. Seeing Fredman, he stepped forward and asked, "Is it Uncle Wilson?" Fredman nodded hurriedly and smiled and asked, "Are you Gu's son?" "Yes." Weiguang nodded and said, "Uncle Wilson, follow me in. Both my father and my second uncle are waiting for you." Fredman asked in surprise, "Is the second master also there?" "Yes, they are all waiting for you." Fredman became excited when he heard this. In the entire Eastcliff, everyone knows that the GU family's boss is seriously ill and that time is running out, so everyone knows that the head of the GU family will definitely become the second master of the GU family, Yunzheng. He didn't even dare to dream that he would have a chance to get along with the second master of the GU family. But isn't there a ready-made opportunity in front of him today? He hurriedly followed Weiguang to the intensive care ward. In the ward, he saw Yunzheng and Yangang with strange expressions. As soon as Yangang saw him come in, he hurriedly drove all the other people out except the second brother, leaving only 3 of them in the ward. So Yangang just got into the topic and asked Fredman, "Old Wilson, I ask you one thing, you must answer truthfully." Fredman said without hesitation, "Don't worry, I must know that everything is endless." Yangang endured the shame and embarrassment, and asked, "Old Wilson, I ask you, are you infertile now?" After Fredman heard this, his whole body was struck by lightning, standing still, dumbfounded, not knowing what to do. He didn't even dream of it. As soon as Yangang spoke, he asked such a question that hit the soul directly. He could not help secretly, "I did lose my fertility, but outsiders don't know about it." How did Yangang know about it? Should I admit to such a shameful thing? In addition, Yangang called me over to ask me this. What is the problem? Seeing that Fredman looked embarrassed, but didn't say a word, Yangang was just anxious, and he smacked his lips and said, "Oh, Old Wilson, what are you doing? Is it such a question, so difficult to answer? Just tell me, is it or not?" Although Fredman didn't know why Yangang asked himself this question, but thinking about his inexhaustible promise to him just now, he still bit the bullet and said, "Mr. Gu, to be honest, I really have no fertility." Yang Gang and his brother Yanjung glanced at each other, and then he hurriedly asked, "Old Wilson, tell me, how come you have no fertility?" "What's the matter?" Fredman said awkwardly, "Mr. Gu, why are you so concerned about this issue?" "To be honest, it's not that I don't want to tell you, but such things are really ashamed to speak out." Yanjung, who hasn't spoken all the time, said, "Mr. Wilson, don't have any psychological burdens. We are looking for you. To tell the truth, it's the exchange of information between patients. It's so easy for everyone to share more clues." "What?" Fredman was dumbfounded. Information exchange between patients? What does it mean? Don't these two brothers have that ability now? No way? These two are the men of the Gu family. And both of them are younger than himself. How could something go wrong at such a young age? He couldn't help asking, "Second Lord, what the HLL is going on?"